Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid October 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business. As always, start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Virgo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Virgos in mid-October? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Virgo mid-October. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out nice and quick for you, my friends. There we go. Ask and you shall receive. Beautiful. Okay. This card always makes me chuckle. I just find it funny that this lady has a tree growing out of her head. Now, the deeper symbolism of it is actually really nice. That's the one thing about this card. I like it. It's extremely intellectual. I love the mental energy here because it's not too much, if that makes sense. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk about it. So again, we see this funny little image. We have the lady with a mask. She has a tree growing out of her head, and it is bearing fruit. There's also these books. So there is something here involving knowledge. So for some Virgos, maybe you're thirsting for more knowledge than you normally are. Maybe you're diving down rabbit holes and you want to learn about this and you want to research that. It's like I'm consuming information, which can be good. Now you can overdo it, right? Like sometimes if you take in too much information, you could like short circuit, so to speak. So try not to do that. Like if you've been taking in a lot of info from any place, Spirit's like, all right, just maybe calm it down, digest what you got going on, Virgo. This is great for ideas, right? Especially with the tree growing out of her head with the fruit. So whether it's creative ideas, good problem solving, thinking outside of the box, this is great for business. It's great for work. I mean, yeah, there's a risk of overthinking, but to me, this leans heavily towards the optimistic. So if there's things you've been dealing with that don't quite make sense or have been confusing to you, this is a good sign, because to me, it's like, okay, you'll get that information you were looking for, or you will have an understanding of something. But this is great for problem solving, thinking outside of the box, just eureka moments like, aha, I get it now. So that's cool. I mean, she may make me chuckle, but she's actually really good energy. Let's put her down over there. She can keep doing what she's doing. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for my beautiful Virgos. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled They Have a Plan. It was very strategic. So, I mean, for some of you, maybe it was you. Maybe there's certain things or situations where it's like, I will do this, then I will do that. It just felt very structured. Maybe you're dealing with somebody that has a strategy going or a plan in the works. It was all over that reading. So, I mean, I'm not sure how it fits your situation, but it didn't feel terrible. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going here. What do we got for Virgo in mid-October? Let's get 3 cards out for my good friends. Thank you. Okay, 9 of Cups, cool. That's a good start. So let's get the tree head lady out of there. We'll get our Knight of Cups chilling right there by the amethyst. Seems good, at least in the beginning. I mean, we have a lot of reading to go, but that's always a nice start. I like the Knight of Cups. It's very much a complementary energy for Virgo, so that's good. Oh, okay. So it's a lot of mystery here. So we have the Two of Swords, and that what came out with the Two of Swords is the High Priestess. So we have a double dose of this mysterious energy. Well, what's going on here, Virgo? Maybe now that's why I'm seeing all this information consumption in the front. This is like, I got to figure it out. I got to get to the bottom of this. Again, there's like this thirsting for information that I'm still getting here. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, let's look at the elements first. We'll break that down. There's a lot of water here. Now, that's a good thing for a Virgo reading, because Earth and water usually get along. We have the Knight of Cups in the front. We have the beautiful High Priestess, so Pisces energy. So again, the realm of emotions, feelings, creativity, it kind of fits the bill with what we've already been tapping into. So that's really good. Um, Love, romance, partnerships, those all fall under that umbrella. Emotional expression fall under that umbrella. So there's a lot of positives here, but the challenge to too much water is there could be a lot of emotional or inner intensity where you might be going through some extremes internally where it's like one day you're feeling great, top of the world, the next day you're feeling like bottom of the barrel. Like, again, I'm not saying that's definitely the case, but water energy is prone to shift, right? In the center we do have swords, so the logical mind trying to figure something out, right? And that's the strategy, that's the planning. It could also be communication. So we have two cards that could tie into communication. We have two very mysterious cards, two water cards. So there's some themes, but one thing that they all fit is the internal world, right? Because like we have the mind and the heart and the mind. So it's going to be intriguing. There's a lot of internal intensity. Let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out, though. Position number one, we start with the Knight of Cups. One of my favorite cards. Love them. Now, all knights in tarot, they represent action, they represent movement, and they can also be communicators, just like the pages. So when we see this guy coming along, he's moving at the perfect pace, right? He's not moving too slow like the Knight of Pentacles, not moving too fast like the Knight of Swords. This is just right. It's methodical, it's moving at a good pace. So we do like how the energy starts off. It's not too wild. That's a good thing. You might just be connected to a water sign, right? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, could be any of the three. Um, but the Knight of Cups, if we're talking about a person's archetypes, it's Prince Charming, right? Smooth talker, someone that's very good with their words, very convincing type of energy. Emotionally tapped in. This is huge for emotional expression because remember, we could be speaking about a conversation with this guy. So we do want to look into him further. The downside to the Knight of Cups, it could be an energy that makes you feel bad for it. That plays off of emotions where it's like, oh yeah, I feel bad for me. So watch out for anyone that's like trying to get your sympathy. I mean, it's good to be empathetic and sympathize with people. Just watch out for that with the Knight of Cups. And of course, he's a card of love, right? Love, romance, partnership. So you might just be a little more lovey-dovey than you normally are. Nothing wrong with that. So we're just going to have to take a look at him. Now, moving to the middle, we have one of my biggest cards of mystery. We actually have two of them, but we're starting here with the Two of Swords. And we see this lady. She's on the beach at night, two swords crossed. She is blindfolded, hoodwinked, bamboozled, right? The moon is up in the sky. So this does represent not knowing something. In classic form, this could be a card of confusion, indecision. Which way do I go? What's going to happen? How's this going to turn out? These are all things we think of with the Two of Swords. And my big blanket meaning is it's just the unknown, right? So when this card shows up, it could be something that happens that's surprising or unexpected. Could it be tied into communication? Possibly. We'll just have to see what shows up. Um, in the positive sense, this could sometimes represent the eureka moments, like we saw with that oracle card. So if there is information you're searching for, you're probably going to receive it really soon, whether it's internal understanding or external. We just need to keep digging. That's how it feels to me. Like we got to keep digging. We got to keep looking. We'll get to the bottom of this. Now we get to the back end. We have the beautiful High Priestess. We love her, right? And as I already mentioned, she ties into Pisces. I also link her to all water signs like Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and she is the matron of psychics, intuitives, and tarot readers. So for any Virgo in this time, now is a great time to lean into your personal spiritual practice, whatever it might be, whether you're involved in structured religious beliefs or whether you have your own brand. When we see her, it's like, okay, just lean into the spiritual side a little more. Like, of course, we have this logic and we have this smart mental capacity, but blend the two. There's something here showing up with her. Now, this could represent intuition. Your gut could be trying to tell you something. Whether it's warning you, whether it's telling you something is good, you might want to listen to it whenever the High Priestess is here because she has a lot of knowledge, but she's not saying something. And that kind of goes to the rougher aspect of her, is she could be very secretive. Okay, she could be an energy that knows something but isn't saying something. So whether it is a secretive energy, whether it is more of the unknown, unexpected, yeah, we got a lot more digging to do. So we're going to let her chill out right there. I want to dive deeper on all of it, Virgo. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my Virgo friends. What's happening? What's going on here? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on Mr. Smooth Talker right here. Let's see what the Knight of Cups has. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Virgo, drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, let's see what the Knight of Cups has. Quick. Huh. All right. Ten of Swords in reverse. So I'm getting a couple of things right off the bat. And again, just take it for whatever it's worth for you. But when I see the Knight of Cups with the Ten of Swords in reverse, this could be somebody like digging up old wounds or digging up the past. Like this doesn't necessarily feel new. Now, the Ten of Swords in reverse is the best way we want to receive this card. Classically, it's a card of endings and pain and difficulties. So when I see it in reverse under the Knight of Cups, I feel like we're revisiting something. So again, I'm not going to say this is a full blown return of some sort, but it's like, okay, no, I still need to talk about this. I still need to address something. So watch out for somebody trying to dig up the past. Like that's how it feels to me. They got their shovel and they're about to start digging up the past for whatever reason. Um, Ten of Swords in reverse. Another thing I was getting, this is a very specific one. You know how sometimes you might be going through a bit of difficulties and somebody tries to console you, but you just don't want to hear it? I'm not sure how that fits for some of you, but when I see the Knight of Cups with the Ten of Swords, it's like, all right, well, I appreciate you trying to console me, but I mean, you're not really helping. It's like giving me that kind of vibe. Like, I appreciate the thoughts, I appreciate the effort, but I got this. It's like giving me that kind of vibe. So if you're going through something, there might be someone trying to comfort you, but their words might not be comforting, right? Or there might be someone you're comforting, and what you're saying might not be helping, and that's okay. Let's just keep moving. We're getting very specific here. I feel like I'm doing a personal reading now. Let's keep going. Let's see what's up with the Two of Swords. Just watch out for digging up the past. Now, this can be very cathartic in the front. Knight of Cups, Ten of Swords in reverse, dealing with past, letting go of things. Could be good. It just depends on what shows up next. But let's see why the Ten of Swords is here. Why? I mean, the Two of Swords, pardon me. Why's the Two of Swords here? Why's the two? Very specific. And here's the return. Why is this energy? I feel like I've seen this for you in recent weeks, and it's like it's not stopping. There is like something where it's very insistent on coming back into your energy. That's just how it feels. I mean, we had it here with the digging up the past. Now we have the Eight of Cups in reverse underneath the Two of Swords. So that is a clear cut, surprising, unexpected, unplanned return of some sort, which is bizarre. Usually I'll see it like 1 week and then we won't see it for a couple months. The universe will give you a break. So again, whether this is a thought process, whether this is memories, whether it's a person or a situation, it's like everything is digging it back. Everything wants to come back. Everything, we're digging up the past all over the place. The Eight of Cups is usually an action card. It's moving in a direction. So when I see it in reverse, it's either the return out of nowhere that we are speaking about, or there's something a little deeper here. And again, it's specific. Only take it if it hits for you. When I see the Two of Swords with the Eight of Cups, it's somebody holding on to something and saying, if you know what, I'm not going to be able to move forward unless I understand how, what, when, where, why. I'm looking for answers. And until I have the answers, I'm going to be very insistent on digging into it. So if there is anything that is mysterious to you, if there is anything where you feel like there's more to the story, this energy isn't giving up on it. That's how it feels. It's like, no, I can't move forward until I know everything. I need to know everything, all the details. Let's keep moving. Very specific. Again, only take it if it hits. Let's see what's up with the High Priestess. Yeah, so if there is anybody that is like holding back information from you or hiding things or being secretive, um, they're going to put you in investigation mode. That's how it feels to me. Because this is like a bloodhound type of energy where someone's like, oh, I got the scent, I have a trail, and I am not stopping. Very insistent. Let's see what's up with the High Priestess, though. Maybe that'll give us a little more info. So why is she here? Thank you. All right. Yeah, so if information's what you're looking for, you'll get it. If there's something you're trying to understand, you will get it. Like the energy does show up at some point, which is really good. This does feel like a revelation to me of sorts. So whether it's information being revealed to you, those eureka aha moments that we're speaking about, this to me is like, again, an out of nowhere revelation or an unexpected, surprising revelation of some sort. It just shows up here on the back end, which I think is a good thing. I do think it's a good thing. Now, again, aside from all the high priestess stuff, there is a secretive energy at play here. When I see her with the Six of Pentacles, be very careful who you trust information with in this time. That's something I want to tell you as a bit of a warning, because if this isn't somebody else being secretive or having a secret, this is Spirit telling you with the High Priestess and the Six of Pentacles, be careful who you divulge information to. Be careful how much you tell them. Be careful how much you share. Now, I believe that we should be open, especially with the people we care about, but I mean, you don't have to give everyone your life story, right? I mean, be like a book and make people turn the page, right? I don't know. The energy here is just like, be careful with who you share information with, because this could be someone that's a bit of a tattletale or blabbermouth. Okay, let's go through and do a quick recap, Virgo. Very intriguing reading this week. Then we'll get into the shadow. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we got very specific in certain areas. So again, only take what's yours, check your other alignments. But position number 1, we have the Knight of Cups with the Ten of Swords in reverse. To me, I said, hey, someone's grabbing their shovel and they're going to start digging up old wounds or the past. That's initially what I felt here. Another thing I got that was super specific was, someone trying to comfort another person, but not really working. So whether that's someone doing that to you or you doing that to somebody else, it's like, all right, I appreciate the thought, but the words aren't helping here. Moving to the middle, we have the Two of Swords with the Eight of Cups in reverse here. Two main messages. This could be an unexpected or surprising return. So it's like everything is wanting to resurface for some reason. But the specific message I got here as well is like, I know there is something I don't know. I know there is more to the story. I know there is more information, and I refuse to let it go. This is like a bloodhound or an investigator where it's like, I will figure it out. Moving to the back end, especially if there's secretive energy around, we have the High Priestess with the Six of Pentacles. The information does come free. So again, if there's something you're looking for or trying to understand, it'll happen. This could be like a surprising revelation or an unexpected one as well. But with the Six of Pentacles, there was that warning about who you share information with. So be cautious. I'm not saying be tight-lipped and don't tell anyone anything. Just be careful who you share certain things with, because there could be a gossiper in your midst. So please take a screenshot if you want to look at that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yeah, we're going to get a good shuffle here. I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. What do we got for Virgo? Mid-October. Thank you. So our High Priestess is here again. So very important, and I feel like it ties in heavily to some of the things we already discussed. Now, a good thing about the High Priestess is that she's a card that's comfortable in the shadows. She's not meant to be out there in the spotlight. She is meant to be subtle. So there's a certain energy of privacy here. So if you're normally a very private individual, I mean, Virgos get the Hermit for a reason. It's good to be that way, especially in this time. I just have to keep going back to this information we saw on the back end. Be careful with who you're sharing information with. Watch out for gossipers and stuff like that. Now, if any of the rest of the reading was hitting for you, if you're in investigation mode, your intuition should be your compass. It should be your guiding light, because there is something more to a story. That's what she could mean. But I love the spiritual aspect, but we're going to put her down right there, Virgo. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The October subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation and book a personal reading with me, you could check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The October schedule is up there and it's filling up quick. So if you want to have a little chat, go over there and check it out. But for the October subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of the most stunning decks I've ever experienced, the Star Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments. Since last month, I asked everybody which zodiac sign they get along best with. This month, out of all the zodiac signs, which one do you clash with a little bit there? Drop it down in the comments. You'll be entered to win. And the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.